for the quality content creator, demand would always be there. But right now, if you talk about the edtech space where we are into, where practicality is the ultimately ball game. If you have the practical learning with the complete understanding, you're gonna win the race. If you just fancy about the certification, you'll end up as a backbencher.
Hello, all. Happy World Social Media Day. And today, I'm glad to have, we're extremely happy to have Dr. Raj with us, Raj Padiyar with us for the session, today's session. So, let me give a brief introduction about Raj. Dr. Raj Padiyar is the founder and CEO of Digital Gurukul, an award-winning edtech company from India. In fact, it's one of the leading edtech companies in Asia. And about Raj, you should look at his LinkedIn profile. It says he's the only Indian to have doctorate in digital marketing from the USA. That's amazing, Raj. And he started his digital marketing journey by starting out as a freelancer, and he was awarded Asia's Best Digital Marketer of 2018 by NIER New Delhi. And he also published his first book on social media and politics in India in 2019, which you can find on Amazon and Flipkart. So without further ado, let me give it over to Raj. But before that, I would like to remind you of our exquisite exclusive sponsor, HandySense. You might have seen the amazing mails from HandySense. If at all you want to, check out the cool new email applications, you should try out HandySense. All right, over to you, Raj.
Yeah, sure. I think it's a privilege to be part of the summit and the kind of the initiative that the Storyteller Tribe has taken. That is wonderful. And yeah, we can begin the exciting conversation. I'm looking forward for the interesting question and exciting answers.
Yes, and I think I did not tell you the topic for today, right? So the
Yeah.
topic Raj is going to speak about is what would be the role digital media career post COVID? How will it look like, after COVID? So he's going to elaborate us. He's going to give us good insights on how it's going to be, and we really look forward to, as marketers, we really need that.
Yeah,
Yes, Raj.
sure. So, see, being a founder of the EdTech company and into the digital marketing training space, especially into the classroom program, and especially from the tier two city where the real student community reside, I got the opportunity to interact with millions of people who are looking for transformation of their career beyond the traditional stream. So I looked at the stakeholder perspective since last 5 to 6 years, and after interaction, and if you ask me about the experience, I think there would be a tremendous demand of the not only just the digital marketing but entire digital skill set. I'll tell you the reason. Now, if you look at the India, mostly if we say normally there is a India and there is a Bharat. Okay, so normally what I got the very interesting and golden opportunity to interact with the real Bharat, and I got to know ki these are all the traditional means. Whether you talk about the BCom, the MBAs and BBAs, and all the traditional education which used to learn into the colleges, even you might have gone into, even I have learned the same, didn't yield the same result in terms of the getting a good career opportunities and getting a good entrepreneurship opportunities or exploring life beyond just the career streams. So these were the very interesting challenges that were there, but people didn't look at that seriously. What COVID-19 has done right now, it has opened the eyes of millions of parents and the students okay, so these were the career. Okay, so they actually sit back and now they're evaluating the option. Should I go with the this particular bachelor option? Should I go with the master's? So because initially people used to go with the Bhet Chal. Okay, this particular my friend's parents is sending his children to, let's say, this college, to this university, or pursue this particular program. Let's send our kids as well, because people were in hurry. Everyone was busy in their own life. Lockdown has given everyone this perspective and looked into the career option from the different lenses. So parents have understood this thing, ki why I should waste my children's career of 5 years, where I can basically take him to maybe the coding, maybe the digital marketing, maybe the social media. And if you look at the entire ecosystem, all the businesses are transforming into the digital space. Those who were not pre-COVID, now they got to know that they made a biggest blunder, because it did turn into the digital platform. And they right now are trying desperately finding the digital agency to at least transforming their business into the digital. So eventually the entire ecosystem is right now transforming from the traditional to digital. Before that, there were the small elements, but right now entire ecosystem is transforming like anything. So obviously when ecosystem is transformed, all the elements are basically gets transformed, whether it's our processes, whether it's systems, there are people. So if I look at from the edtech perspective, almost all the students are now increasingly aware, okay, I need to look at into the some other skill set or a professional skill set, which might not be taught into the colleges and universities. And I need to learn this in order to launch my dream startup, in order to help my father to expand their businesses, in order to earn as a freelancer. If you are a housewife, you may basically earn by sitting at home as well. So it is giving you the fresh career opportunity for all the members of the family, maybe a nuclear or maybe joint as well. So I think this is very interesting perspective in terms of the edtech that I've talked about, and the space that we belong to. I think, and we are seeing a good traction. If I give you the numbers, in the last 3 months or 4 months, we got the result. If you compare with the last 2 years result with the last 3 months result, it is exactly like the same. So this kind of results that we are getting in terms of the visits that you talk about, in terms of the conversions that you talk about, in terms of the any metrics that you talk about, I think this is the new we can say transformation which is going on. And I think this will give the future generation very interesting career opportunities, and we are surely looking forward for the same.
Amazing, amazing. True, it's so true. Everything has gone digital, and you can actually have access to education or anything from the remote end. That would be the future. So true. All right, all right. So amazing. So can I just get started with some of the
Yeah, sure,
questions from the tribe,
sure,
some of
sure.
the frequently asked questions? All right. Okay, Raj. So here's the first question, which are some of the, see, since we're all now in this uncertain period and all that. So first is, which are some of the companies that are currently hiring? Do you have any idea of that?
Yeah. See, so if you talk about the companies, I'll just share the one interesting story with you. So when lockdown happened on 23rd of March, we decided to come up with a DG masterclass, where we invite Asia's leading digital professional for a Power Pack masterclass. So
All
we
right.
invited people from Axis Bank, people from HDFC Bank, people from Viacom 18, people from Angel Investment Group as well, people from BNP Paribas. So we have invited people. These are the industry people across the sector.
Mm-hmm.
And once we're done with the entire interaction, basically we invited almost close to 25 speakers. Those are the leading digital professionals. Once the session is done, we normally during the offbeat chat, I ask them what are some of the requirements that you have, how you basically function, and what are the impact of the lockdown. And post that, I think they come up to us and they said, okay, we are looking for this requirement. We have this digital marketing requirement. Our company is right now looking into transformation. So can we have a tie-up? Let's begin this thing. So I think that was a very interesting thing, because initially what used to happen, our placement cell used to communicate with that particular company, and the entire cell used to go. That was purely into the professional context. But when we started this interaction, we got to know more about the company, got to know more about the people involved, got to know more about the new initiative that they're planning, their funding. So when you understand the process, you involve into their business, and then you come up with a more better option in terms of which candidate might be suitable for you, for your business, that your business can do. So I think this masterclass gave us a very good edge in terms of the not only just the correction, but also the recruitment part as well. So almost all the leading, maybe the banking or maybe agri-tech or maybe the ed-tech or maybe the digital agency were looking into the campaign of across all the major brands. So I think that was a pretty good result that we got.
All right, all right. This has given us a good insight of who is hiring and what's going on. So going ahead with the second question, Raj, for you. Do you think it is okay? It's okay to be a marketing generalist, or do you think it is necessary to be, focused on a particular niche in marketing, even if it is digital marketing? How do you think one should be in order to be a successful marketer?
See, in order to like we call, if let's say how Virat Kohli is successful, how Sachin Tendulkar is successful because he's master in understanding the game, understanding the context, and whenever situation arises, he plays according to that particular situation. So your marketer should act like, if you want to be a successful marketer, you need to become Sachin Tendulkar, you need to become a Virat Kohli in your own game. You need to have understanding of all the shots that you need to play. All you need to understand is what is the situation right now and which shot will give you the best result, whether it's playing 4 or 6s or just leaving the ball. It's completely up to you. And if you ask me personally, in the lockdown, most of the people are leaving the ball, but this is the time to hit the 6 because this is the time you can get the best return in the lowest cost possible. This is what we are getting. If I share with you very interesting insight, we are getting the CPL less than 1 rupee, which normally ranges between 50 rupees to 100. We are getting the CPL under 1 rupee. We are getting a CTR of over 6%. That is a huge compared to our pre-lockdown period. We used to get the CTR around 1% or 2%. We got getting the CTR at around 6 to 7%. Because everyone is at home right now due to lockdown, and everyone is spending time with digital platform, maybe with the phone, maybe with the laptop, maybe with the games. So I think if you're not targeting precisely on digital platform, and if your content is perfect, I think digital is the way to go right now. But saying that, I'm not discouraging the traditional advertisement, but let's say if lockdown gets lifted and everything is perfect, you might turn into the digital media to get more eyeballs and get you more and more results.
True. With that too, with limited budgets right now.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yes. So, what do you think are the top trending roles in this field of marketing, in digital itself? Any role that you would like, a SEO specialist or something like that?
Yeah, so see, I consider digital as a big ocean. Okay, it's a big ocean, and there are small rivers basically that come into that ocean.
Yeah.
So if we talk about the SEO being a one river, social media being one river, as an affiliate marketing, there is a Google Analytics. There are n number of rivers which are growing like anything. But let's say if you talk about purely from the marketing perspective, or let's say from the student perspective, I always tell them, you become a generalist rather than a very specialist. So let's say I gave the students very practical example. If I being the founder of any startup and I decided to invest, let's say 10 lakh rupees or 20 lakh rupees, and being if I hire, let's say, a particular person, and if I give him the 20 lakh rupees, I can definitely give him, because he's managing 20 lakh rupees, so I might give him 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh. Now, out of the 20 lakhs, who is managing is a digital marketing manager. So his role is basically very superior. Now, what digital marketing manager will do is he will basically divide the amount. So he might do a SEO activity, he might do affiliate activity, he might do different activity which can get him the better results. So if he's hiring SEO, so obviously SEO investment is a long term and it would be very less compared to the overall budget. So the SEO specialist, SEO manager would be having limited fee compared to the digital marketing manager fee. So I think it's all about the position that you're holding, and at the end of the day, job satisfaction is the most important thing. So maybe you are good, you might be good at content writing, even though that might not give you the good pay. But if you like content writing, you can get into the content writing. If you love data, you love liking the data, Google Analytics is the best thing for you. Now creating the ad copies, if you are good into the marketing, right, into the ad specialist where you can create the ad copies. So beyond just the pay, I think it's all about the job satisfaction and the work satisfaction, because this is what we are living into.
Correct. True, true. Very true, very true. So next is Raj. What are there are now so many freshers coming out, and in fact, for some of the freshers, this period is slightly, uncertain on as to how to proceed with their career, right? So what do you think are the much needed skills for people with such minimal experience, maybe fresher or people with 1 or 2 years of experience? What do you think are the much needed skills for them?
I think most important skill that I think personally that I've seen in the last 4 to 5 years is a patience. People in the digital industry doesn't have patience. They want immediate success. They are entering into the industry within 4 to 5 months. They want immediately very good high pay in terms of checks. If they want a good success, they want to launch a successful startup. Everyone is basically ignoring the failure, okay, and they are terming this failure ओके एज की यार ये फेलियर हो गया तो मैं क्या कर पाऊंगा, ठीक है, मेरे को फेल नहीं होना है. आई थिंक failure is ultimately when I started, I didn't know I failed so many times, and that basically thing taught me how to manage the things perfectly, how to rectify the mistake, how the things not to be done. Today's what I see normally, I think because of the lockdown, there are so many online programs which have been started. They are providing the programs at 500 rupees, 700 rupees, 800 rupees. Some are delivering it free as well. Now, what happens once you learn this thing? Okay, people initially don't want to get into the job. They don't want to struggle. They don't want to work hard for like you people are doing. About 12 hours, 14 hours. People don't want to do that. People just want immediate success. They think digital marketing, if I do that, I'll become the successful entrepreneur. I'll launch my dream startup. I think it is not like that, right? Everyone struggle a lot. So when people look at successful person, they tend to imitate that successful. But beyond that, if you look at journey, I think there is so much struggle which are there. So I think patience is one of the very the important skill set, I think, which is lacking for almost all students. If you talk about second skill, that is a curiosity, which is lacking a lot. People tend to ratify the same thing. Okay, so if you're given a syllabus, tend to ratify the same thing which other people are learning. So the curiosity which I used to have, I think in our times, and if I look at right now, there is less of the curiosity. There is more of the following the other people. I think this is where curiosity gets lost, and if you don't become curious, you don't tend to learn new things. So I think these are some of the very crucial skill set. If you talk about a technical thing, there are so many. If you talk about writing, if you talk about the coding, then these are the other skill set which is must. But I think these two skill set, if you have, then only you in the long term you can become a successful not only into the digital domain but any domain that you go.
So true, so true. Correct. Curiosity is the mother of so many creations, inventions. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So coming to this COVID time, Raj. So this COVID has actually seen a rise in the content marketing space, right? So do you think there will be a rise in demand for the content creators, the meme creators, and the designers? Do you think the demand for such people will be on the rise rather than just the I'm talking about rather than the Google AdWords specialists? So now Google AdWords are have gone down, and then there's a spike in the content space, organic content, which I'm talking about. Do you think there'll be a rise in this space in the near future also?
So see, if you talk about content, then there are different content formats which are there. You need to understand which content format your audience has a great demand into. So whether it's the funny meme that you are creating, whether it's the ad copies that you are creating, whether it is a very interesting 1 minute videos that you are creating, whether it's an ebook that you're creating. Okay, so depending on the content format and your audience requirement, your content created team will definitely create the content. But as you have rightly pointed out, the demand for the content writer or content creator to be very specific gonna increase when this COVID-19 and lockdown situation is there, because ultimately content is the content is the format. Ultimately, if your content is right, people gonna attract to your website, your digital properties. So I think, yeah, the for the quality content creator, demand would always be there.
All right. Yes, yes. So now, talking about the content creators, I just have this question now. That this always, crosses the mind of people who hire the managers, the marketing managers. So how do you actually hire? Who aces the game? A marketer who knows to write, or a content writer who knows to, sort of market? Who does better? What is your opinion?
See, marketer who manage everyone, I think that ultimately rules. So marketer who manages the content creation part, marketer who manages the ad creation part, marketer who basically manages the entire ball game of just from the creation team to who's actually giving you the budget. So I think these are the two stakeholders which plays a very important role. So those person who's managing the both the sides of the game ultimately becomes the winner. So yeah, I think this is the short and answer for this.
Okay, okay. Yes. So, do you have any resume tips for the newcomers or even the experienced digital marketers? Do you have anything in
So
mind?
I tell my students don't to make any resume. Okay, it's not a typical MBA college or something where you make a resume and approach to people. See, if there are many resume, if I tell you very honestly, in the last 2 weeks, I've taken personally 100 plus interviews for our. There are some certain positions which are there. So I just tell them, please don't come up with the resume. Just share your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, don't apply for the resume. Don't apply for this job. And if you're sharing the LinkedIn profile, make sure that is all stars. So there is a in LinkedIn you have an all star profile. So I just looked at their profile. I look at how professional it is, what kind of professional activities they're into, what kind of content they're putting into the LinkedIn. Okay, so it gives me a very initial glimpse. If that particular person is very passionate about, let's say, Facebook, he might have done something in Facebook and written something on LinkedIn. If he's applying for content writing, if he's applying for, let's say, graphic designing, he might have put some sample work on LinkedIn. So if it is not there, obviously I doubt the resume, because in resume normally people copy. Yeah, I have this skill set, I have this thing. I don't have nothing to do with that particular skill set until unless you have proven that thing and you have the result to show in front of the people. So I think for resume, I keep telling people, don't put your hard efforts in making your resume great. Make sure your LinkedIn profile is outstanding, so that you don't need to come to the companies to give their job. Let company come to you and give you the job.
True, true. Resume is our digital, I'm sorry, LinkedIn is our digital resume these days, right?
Exactly. And it
Correct.
also gives you the option key download. You can download into the PDF format and then you can
Yes,
share it with the people. So I
yes.
think once your LinkedIn profile is complete, you need to make any resume.
Yeah, yes, yes. True, true, true. All right. Thank you so much. And the other thing is, see, talking about resumes, we have this question. What are the skills or certification recommendations you have for the beginners, the people who
See,
want to?
normally, yeah, I think this is a very interesting question that you ask.
Yeah.
Normally, what I saw in the lockdown, students are very fancy about the certification rather than mastering that particular topic and learning this topic in depth. So most of the people are want to show off that they have the certification, but if you ask them what are the skill set that you know about the certification, they are always 99% blank. So mostly I saw in the lockdown, people have done the Google certification, digital unlock certification. There are so many people who applied for this position at our company as well. But let's say if I ask them, okay, you have done the digital unlock certification, I have given them the one Google campaign because that is the Google certification. Can you create the search campaign? Can you create the display campaign? Can you make the YouTube campaign? What are some of the metrics? How you analyze the audience? And this is where they go blank. So I think people, I don't know, in India, students and normally people want to show off to the people, especially on social media, because it's the platform where people show off literally. I have done this certification, I have this thing, but you need to go beyond the certification. It is these your followers not gonna give you the job. It is the employer who gonna give you the job, not only on the basis of certification, because certification only would be the entry point. This will give you the shortlisted criteria, but when you actually give the interview, people would be asking you the real question: what are the campaigns that you created? What kind of results that you delivered? What are the some creative ad copies that you can come up into the entire lockdown? If you fail to do the same, obviously no one gonna hire you for the position. And these people basically struggle like anything. They apply for n number of agencies and company. They disappoint. So I think people should not be that fancy about the certification. It is not a like 10-20 years is to happen. If you have done some program from elite B school, you have a direct entry into the top management college or top companies as well. But right now, if you talk about the edtech space where we are into, where practicality is the ultimately ball game. If you have the practical learning with the complete understanding, you're gonna win the race. If you just fancy about the certification, you'll end up as a backbencher.
Yes, yes, makes sense. This is, I think, the right thing to say. People just want to show off, but more than that, they should be adding value to their career. That is
Exactly,
so true, though. So true.
exactly.
Raj, I think we already spoke a little bit of content marketing, but this is one of the popular questions from our tribe and a lot of people. A generic one. How do you view the field of content marketing? I think we are revisiting this question, but how do you view this entire content marketing as such?
See, I see content marketing is a very evolving subject. If you look at the content marketing, when I look at content marketing at on 2015 or 16, it was more of the advertisement copy, more of selling the same thing you used to do in traditional marketing. But if you look at the 2020 content marketing in 2020, because there are abundance of content available on digital platforms. If I give very interesting statistics, in 1 second there are like 50,000 minutes of videos being uploaded on YouTube. There are 10,000 images which are being uploaded. So there are abundance of data which is there on digital platform. Now with that, there are content marketing evolving with a different new evolution. So maybe the viral marketing which is gaining the traction, the meme marketing which is gaining the traction, the guerrilla marketing is gaining the traction. So these are the new terms which are getting popular, where you are creating the humorous content and you are connecting your brand with that particular concept, so that your audience, if let's say your brand is into the B2C segment, and your target audience is mainly the youth, maybe you can connect with that particular youth audience because you connected the same. If you look at the TV advertisement as well, so if you look at 10 years back, maybe the advertisement that you see normally focuses on the what are the value that particular product delivers. If you look at the advertisement in 2020, the focus is on the social message aspect. So if you see, there are so many social messages which are being delivered with the traditional advertisement. So I think, in a nutshell, the content marketing, if you talk about specifically, and even the content distribution platform is evolved for the period of time. So if you look at the beyond the social media, there are so many digital platforms has evolved across the domain. So the content in the context has also evolved. The marketing platform has also evolved. So you need to look at the entire content marketing as a bird's eye and look at how the other industries are performing, and accordingly change your content strategy. And yeah, so this is how it is going on. And I think with the voice technology, with the you see there are so many devices like Alexa, or maybe Cortana. These are some of the voice platforms. So there are so many podcast creators have come up into the domain. So I think these are some of the new trends which are going on, and I'll recommend you people. You also can start a podcast thing as well, which will definitely appeal to the youth audience, and so this is gaining a lot of traction that I see.
True, Raj. Yes, yes. Podcast would be a good option. Yes. Thank you for recommending that. The last question I would like to ask is, how would you suggest a person to future proof? How would you suggest a marketer to future proof their job? That particular, like previously you were talking about how a person should have patience and then they should have curiosity. Any other, skill or intrinsic value that they should hold in order to future proof their job, or anything that they should know?
I think at the end of the day, it should be the zeal to learn new things, passion to achieve the new things, and passion to achieve the goals without any distraction. That is the main thing that will drive you every single day, every single minute that you're working. Your passion, your commitment, your zeal to achieve the new things, your vision, your mission. These are some of broad the concept that people normally in the youth undermine this thing. They tend to copy this vision, mission from the big companies. They think why you should focus on the same thing, but this is ultimately that drives the true individual in achieving their ultimate objective. So I think if you don't have anything out of, I think these are some of the very generic terms that I mentioned. There are so many. There are so many, and I'm not just talking about digital. So if you ask me, in the last 5 years, every single day I spent around 19 to 20 hours. There is some digital thing which is going on. There is some edtech thing which is going on. And this basically drives the entire company. This is basically drives the new innovation, new initiative, new things for the all the stakeholders into the entire edtech space. Imagine if that would not be the case, I would have enjoyed lockdown like anything. I would have gone into the foreign vacations. Ultimately, that would have impacted the company, and that would have not grown in such a level. So I think this is very important for all the startups, all the companies to have this intrinsic value, and this is going to drive the future growth of the company.
True, true. That's very inspiring. Your story is like really inspiring, Raj. So is there anything else that you would like to, tell us about that we might not, I wouldn't have questioned you or...
See, I'll just, I think it was great interaction, first of all. The kind of questions that you asked, it was very interesting to answer all these questions. And for big congratulations to Storytelling Tribe as well to come up with a very interesting initiative. And I think you have a great future to go ahead with. And digital is obviously the new era where everyone is thriving on and wants to achieve the success. And regarding to the other students, those who would be watching this webinar, I appeal to them, appeal to the parents, appeal to every businesses. Please think digital, not as a luxury, but look at as the essential thing. Because if you're not looking digital as the essential thing, then your business might not even survive as well. And you should have realized this thing into the 3 months of lockdown. So you better be prepared for the future digital, and this is how you can future-proof your career or a business or a startup or whichever space that you want to venture into.
So true, so true. I mean, yes, whatever you said is the future is digital, and yeah, students, the parents should realize that this is the way forward for all of us, and all of us, even the experienced people like us, should not just keep talking about strategy, but know how to implement it using the digital platform. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
To that.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Raj. You've been the real digital guru today, and I'm sure it was an interactive session, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And it was great learning. And thank you so much for joining the Storytellers Tribe. And thank you, HandySense, for sponsoring us. Thank you so much, Raj. Thank you.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Thank you, Sundar. It was a great experience, and all the best for all future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hold up, just before we leave, this summit will not be possible without you, our speakers, and our exquisite sponsors, HandySense. HandySense are the official partners of Twilio Sendgrid, arguably one of the best mailing tools out there, right? These cool emails we're sending you, as I mentioned, were sent to you through HandySense as well. So make sure you check them out. They make the life of all developers and marketers alike easy. It's completely plug and play. Make sure you check them out, as I mentioned. And for the summit attendees, they have this cool 6 months for free offer, and their pro plans are at 20% off as well. Make sure you find the link down there, and we will see you in the next session. Make sure you send out all your social shares with hashtag #ThankYouSocial, thanking the power of social and our digital heroes. I will see you in the next session.